From a glittering skyscraper in a great city to a remote village at the end of a rutted dirt road, one simple red logo has somehow always already arrived. In places that lack reliable electricity or clean running water, you can very often still buy an ice cold bottle of the same familiar soft drink. It is almost everywhere that human beings are. That drink is, of course, Coca-Cola, and this is a series about the companies that run the world. Coca-Cola represents a strange and instructive kind of power, because its true genius has almost nothing to do with the drink itself. The recipe, when you get down to it, is essentially flavored sugar water. The genius, the real marvel, is the vast machine that places that ordinary drink within arm's reach of very nearly every person alive. The numbers are difficult to comprehend. The company's various drinks are consumed close to 2 billion times every single day in more than 200 countries around the world. It is a scale of sheer distribution that almost nothing else in the history of consumer goods has ever come close to matching. And here is the central trick. Coca-Cola itself mostly makes only the concentrate, the syrup. A vast network of independent local bottlers then turns that syrup into the finished drink and takes on the hard work of delivering it everywhere. This keeps the parent company remarkably light, and its model almost infinitely scalable. The company has pursued a single, relentless goal for more than a century to place its product, in its own famous phrase, within an arm's reach of desire. In every corner shop, every stadium, every vending machine and roadside stall and restaurant on the whole of the earth. That ambition boils down to what insiders once called the 3 A's: availability, affordability, and acceptability. Make the drink available absolutely everywhere. Keep it cheap enough for almost anyone, and make it so familiar that reaching for it requires no thought at all. That formula, not the liquid, is the true product. Then there is the brand itself. Coca-Cola is among the most recognized and most valuable names on the planet. A red and white flag understood instantly in every language, with no translation required at all. It is, in a very real sense, desire itself, poured into a bottle. It does not stand alone, of course. Its century-long duel with PepsiCo is the stuff of business legend, the original Cola War. Pepsi long ago diversified cleverly into snacks and other foods. But in the narrow world of cola itself, Coca-Cola has generally kept its crown. Keurig Dr. Pepper trails behind them both. But the true moat is that astonishing distribution. To seriously challenge Coca-Cola, a rival would have to rebuild, from nothing, a century-old web of bottlers, trucks, refrigerated coolers, and shelf agreements reaching into every last corner of the planet. It is a task so vast that almost no one can even attempt it. And so the company fights, above all, for the point of sale. It battles for the cooler by the till, the shelf at eye level, the fountain behind the counter, because placement is everything. Its overwhelming scale lets it win that quiet war for your attention again and again. As the world slowly turns away from sugar, Coca-Cola has adapted, becoming a total beverage company. Water, juices, sports drinks, teas, and coffees now flow through the very same unmatched network, so that it can sell you whatever it is you happen to feel like drinking. So the moat, in the end, is twofold. There is the brand that no rival can simply rebuild, and there is the distribution that no rival can hope to replicate. Together they form a fortress in which the drink itself is almost trivial, and the system around it is quite simply everything. So we reach the question this series always asks, of what would break if Coca-Cola vanished? It would be no great catastrophe, and yet it would leave a strange and noticeable hole in daily life the world over. And a huge ecosystem of bottlers, distributors, and tiny corner shops that lean upon it would wobble badly. Which brings us to the uncomfortable question. We have allowed a single company to make a simple sugar drink into the single most available manufactured product on the entire planet, in some places easier to obtain than clean water, and we have let it teach the whole world to want it. What does it mean when desire itself can be distributed this perfectly? To be fair, and it genuinely deserves saying, the system is a genuine wonder of logistics and human coordination, reaching places that governments and aid agencies often cannot. And it provides a living to many millions of bottlers, drivers, vendors, and small shopkeepers right across the developing world. And that is the deeper lesson of this particular giant. The deepest power very often lies not in the product at all, but in its distribution. Own the way a thing reaches everyone, everywhere, and the thing itself begins hardly to matter. Simply be everywhere, all the time, and you have already won. So the next time you catch sight of that red logo in some wildly unexpected place, remember that it was never really the drink that quietly conquered the world. It was the system standing behind it, the most complete machine for reaching human beings that has ever been built.